Welcome again and another exciting project that is AI hiring intelligence platform. Okay, so what is a use case? Is very simple. I know there are the HR or recruitment team who struggle to screen the resume. Okay, so in order to address this particular problem, I have come up with a solution with the help of agentic AI, and I use the LangChain framework to to address this problem. Okay, so let's understand the architecture of the project. So first of all, we know like the resume basically or the CVs are in the format of PDF, docs, and text. Okay, so hiring managers or candidate, they ask candidate to submit the resume, and they will submit the resume in this particular format. So this particular system is going to upload the resume in the below format as mentioned. Okay, in step one, here in step one, and then at the step two we are using the Streamlit as a front end UI, so that we can upload those received CV or resume into the portal or into the application. Then we use the PyPDF Python docs, okay, which is a resume parser layer where we going to extract the raw layer from the resume to proceed further. So then text chunking layer, the next layer is text chunking layer. So we are using the recursive character text splitter. Okay, so just a disclaimer, we are using, just to understand, this is a as if you are reading the newspaper. I know there are too many jargons for the beginner level. We are going to discuss and going to deeper level in each part. Okay, so the fourth layer is a chunking of the text that we are going to perform. It's a breaking of the raw text, so that we can process into manageable segments, so that we can convert into the embedding. Okay, so next step is we are using the open AI. Of course you can use a grok. Okay, there is Hugging Face, grok, open AI. For a feasibility purpose, I have used the open AI embedding. So with the help of this open embedding, I'm going to convert these text chunks into the numerical format that is going to be stored here into the vector database. Okay, to perform the semantic search. So what is embedding? Embedding is very simple. Convert the text chunk into the numerical format. Okay, this is called as the embedding. And to store this many particular numerical representation of the text into a database, okay, which is called as a vector database. Okay, so there are a lot of type of vector database. ChromaDB is one of it. Then a SQLite, Pinecone, FIASS, that is Facebook integrated search kind of database is there. Okay, now you can see there is a line drawn to the download of the evaluation report. We will see this in a while we discussing the actual demo. So now what's next? So we're using the RAG, that is retrieval augmented generation, to use the particular on the top of before we send the prompt, we are using the RAG layer. So that with the help of LangChain, we are putting the context what we need to do with this particular data that we have here in the vector database. Okay, so that we can query or retrieve the data into the structured prompts, so that we can have the, so now we are using the LLM, the GPT-4o model, for reasoning purpose. And then at the same time we are going to tracking the token, how many tokens we are required to process this particular request. Okay, so that we can have a controlled way of using the token. Okay, so we are addressing the cost as well. Then what next? Then there will be a screening of a resume. Okay, this screen of a resume generate a report. Okay, which is kind of a report where it is shown uh, a demo where how it, how the it is report is, how the resume is built. Okay, and then at the same time the report that we have generated with the help of this particular LLM, it is going to be download for the future references. Okay, at the same time we can download the report from the vector database as well. That's the reason the particular linking is marked here. Okay, so without delay, let's start the demo. Okay, so if I go to my program, so yeah, let me just clear it. Okay, so as you can see, this is my folder structure. Let me just mark. So this is how my folder structure look like. Okay, and there are the dependencies marked over here. Okay, so these are for the grok purpose. Of course you can use a grok as I mentioned. So I have created this application in a two different LLM using. One is grok and another one is the OpenAI. So I mark both the requirement.txt whatever required for this particular two LLM. Okay, so as I mentioned, as I mentioned, so these are my resume samples that I'm going to use. Okay, and then this is my environment where I have stored my open AI keys. Okay, so that I can use the respective LLM models. Okay, then what else? I have this main app.py function where I have marked these all the steps together to achieve serial way, and we at the final end we have a evaluation report in place. Okay, then we have used the ChromaDB as I mentioned here on these particular steps to store the data. Okay, so this is my ChromaDB where I'm storing it, and we of course we are using some chroma inspector. So we will also see how data looks like inside the vector database. Okay, then we are also using the streamlit applications to display that particular information on a dashboard.